I'm going to record now. Okay, so Tracy, I sent you the videos
Thank you.
from two previous for sale by owner classes. Most of my classes are all the same. So the first one is back in January.
Okay.
And then the second one, I believe, was last week.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So the stuff that you're going to see, and Daryl, I really love your ceiling fan, but I'm gonna fall asleep here in a minute. Oh, there you are. Okay, good. Man, I was getting dizzy there.
Yeah, I'm sitting in my study.
Okay. All right. So the first recording was about how to get leads from Cubic Solutions. Did y'all see that? And I think both of y'all came in late. Do I need to go over Cubic Solutions with y'all?
Well, the thing about Cubic Solutions, I've got it set up to pull stuff from Craigslist, but I can't seem to figure out how to get to pull anything from Zillow, even though it says it'll go to Zillow.
When you go in and edit your search, after it's already been set up, go back to the left side of the field and add Zillow to your search.
Oh.
Oh, after.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because I set it up during.
So what I would do is set up your search for something like minimum 100,000 with a maximum 110,000. So that you don't get a lot of results. Then when you go back and edit it, then you want to change your minimum to 100 or 200 or whatever price range you want to work in with unlimited price range. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
And then what's going to happen is once you add Zillow, then it's going to pull all this stuff into one search. Now, here's the other thing too. In Texas, which you will find out that the results that you're going to get are going to be crazy in Texas. You should expect around 1,200 leads per week from Texas if you do the entire state. Tracy, where are you located?
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, I'm not sure how many results you'll get.
I'm on Cubics. I only get Craigslist, so I didn't even know it had Zillow possibilities. And I'm not getting many.
Are you doing the whole state?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some days there's none, and then some days there's 3.
3?
Mm-hmm. I might be doing it wrong, but 3.
Okay. Are any of y'all? Good morning, Kenneth. Glad to see your face, which I can't see ever.
I got a little better.
Oh my God! You're like in the witness protection program.
It was tough getting this off.
Have you ever heard of ammonia and bleach? It'll take off anything.
You use nail polish remover.
Well, there you go. I don't paint my nails, so I don't have that available. Are any of y'all doing any kind of search on Craigslist directly through Craigslist?
No.
Okay, good. We get to go over something new today. This will be exciting. Let me share my screen. Can y'all see my screen? Hold a minute. Hold on. Dang it. Okay, there we go. All right, can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
What do you think about that terrible view?
Awful.
It sucks. It really does. Yep. I took that picture. That's a mile from where I live.
I remember it well without the high rises.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tyndall.
Yeah.
All right. So what I did is I went to Craigslist.org. For some reason, it's pulling up Pittsburgh. So you go to states over here. Let's do Colorado, since Colorado is not getting any kind of results. Let's see what we can pull up in Colorado.
Yeah.
What city do you want to pull?
So Denver's fine.
Okay, awesome. So now we're going to do real estate for sale. And instead of doing a real estate for sale, we're going to do real estate by owner. Mm-hmm. Don't pull up ads by broker.
Right.
because that's going to be a complete waste of time. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this search. What price range? What's your minimum, Tracy, on price range?
So what I put into cubics or
What's your minimum that you'll list a property at?
anything?
So 10,000.
Sure. There is no such animal, but yes. Yeah.
Really? Okay. All right. Let's go 10,000. Happy day. And then no max, of course.
No max.
Okay, awesome.
I'm crazy
All
like
that. All right, so now we're going to go down to housing type.
Yep.
Do y'all sell apartments in Colorado?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so you'll do condos, cabins, duplexes, flats, houses, lofts, townhouses. Do you do mobile homes?
I don't. Some people do.
I don't either.
Land.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to update search.
Okay.
You see what I did over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a.
I'm going to send this recording.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah. All right. So for you, Tracy, we've got 120 results out of 721.
Okay. So my 4.
Yeah. So here's what you do. Here's how you save this. Now that you make sure that this is what you want, you got for sale by owners.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Daryl's talking to himself. Okay. What now, Tracy?
No, I'm watching. I'm watching and listening.
Okay, cool. So then you update all your housing types, update search. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to save search. Oh yeah, I want to confirm. And because I'm already logged in, I set up an account with Craigslist. These are the searches that I have going on right now. And if you go down to here, here's the one in Denver. I'm going to edit this search because I want to get these results by email. Every time somebody puts their house on the market, I'm going to get an email from Craigslist.
Got it.
So having to pay for Red X is gone. Bye-bye now. Like here's a result that I got today. Here's one in Waco. I got the result. This is a house in Hewitt, Texas. I click on the listing. And I've got the address. I've got the price. There's the phone number, 254-723-2020. You know, that's a hard one to figure out. That's what the phone number is. And then if you go here, what you can do is you can send a email to the seller through your Gmail. And what you want to do is you want to make it very generic, as if you're a buyer, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him a generic email. What I like about doing it this way is that it overrides my email signature on my Gmail account.
Right.
So there's no email signature that shows up. It's just a reply coming through Craigslist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that link so that they saw that I saw it on Craigslist. Do you have more pictures that you can send me about this house? Please email to, because if they email this from Craigslist, all I'm going to see is that Craigslist email account. But if I ask them to email it to my personal email address, then I'm going to capture their email. Kabish? So I'm going to put, please email to robertjrussell.com@gmail.com. Now, before you send this, there's an option in Gmail called canned responses. And what you can do is, here's the different templates I've got in Canvas. Oh, here's Craigslist reply. I've already got one set up. So what I did, if you'll see this right here, this one right here, this is set up in my canned response. So instead of me typing all this stuff, I could just hit canned response, which is called Craigslist reply, click that, and it automatically inserts that email, that question in this email, so that I don't have to type this every time I go through Craigslist. Daryl, I'm fixing to fall asleep again. Oh my God.
I'm playing with my cubics over here.
So do you understand this, Tracy and Daryl and Kenneth?
Yes.
Okay.
Makes sense.
This right here is going to save you a buttload of time, because typing every single email is a complete waste of time. You type it once, you put it in canned response, you insert it to your email, and you're done. Now they're going to reply back. Hopefully, they're going to put pictures, or they're going to put a telephone number, which I've already got. I've already got their telephone number, but I'm going to go ahead and send it to them anyway, and so I can see what kind of temperament they are. If they reply back and say the telephone number was in the ad, did you not see it? I know I've got a butthead that I'm going to be dealing with. But if he simply replies and gives me his phone number, I know that he's pretty chilled. Okay? So now I'm going to send this. I'm going to get rid of the canned response. Kenneth! Oh my God, dude. I'm fixing to mute him.
Yep.
Okay, any questions about that right there?
Nope.
Do y'all know how to set up a canned response? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, good. We got a yes. We got one yes. Tracy, do you know how to set up a canned response?
I'll fight with it, but I'll figure it out. Yes.
No, we're not going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I want to show you how to do this so that we can be more efficient.
Okay.
Okay.
Figuring out
Cool.
wastes time. We ain't got time to figure nothing out.
Nope.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of my email signature. Bye-bye now.
Yep.
And I'm going to put, what was my canned response?
Can you please send me more pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have them?
I'm just going to
Yeah.
type one up. This will be a fake one. Please send more pictures to my personal email account to avoid spam. Shoot. Now, in order for canned responses to work, I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to show you how to set it up, because you got to set it up through Gmail. It's not automatically on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to canned responses, and I'm going to go to save draft as template. Oh no, hold on, they changed this up. There's a new one. Insert template. I might have maxed out my,
Templates.
I think I maxed them out. So anyway, you're gonna, there'll be a link here that says new canned response.
Okay.
So when you click on that, it'll save it, and then it'll ask you what name do you want to call it.
Where was the first place you clicked again? Where did you click to get that?
See these little dots?
Yeah. Okay, got it.
More options.
Yep, got it.
And then
Thank you.
got a canned response. Boom.
Got it. Yep.
Okay, so that's been set up. So now let me show you how to set up the canned response through Gmail. You go over here in settings. See, my whole goal for doing all this stuff is to get as many people contacted as you can without wasting time. Leaving a voicemail on every single call is a waste of time. Typing an email to every single person is a waste of time. What I
Yep.
want to do is I want to set this all thing up so that it's automated. As soon as I leave a message, it automatically sends out an email for me. So if you go to settings, you're going to go to add-ons, maybe. We'll find it in a minute. I can't remember where it's at. Labels? No. No. General? No. Hold on. Maybe it's back here. Oh, it's labs. It used to be under labs. Hold on. I'm looking. If y'all see it, let me know. Maybe it's add-ons. They changed it. Oh my God. That's not it. Forwarding filters. I don't know where it's at. They changed it. So anyway, go to your settings, look for it, set it up, add it as an option.
Okay.
Okay, so going back to the search, which now when you've got your saved searches, if you're going to do the entire state, which I recommend that you do the entire state and not just one area, because remember, you are licensed in your entire state, not just in one city. Make sure that you've got this clicked on where it says on, and wait a minute, that's Wichita Falls. Where's Colorado? Oh, there it is. So right now, 720 possible leads in Denver. Every day, Tracy, once you set this up, you will get an email from Craigslist with a new list of all the people that have just put their house on Craigslist. Okay?
Yep.
From there, if you don't have Cubic Solutions, what you can do is you can create an Excel spreadsheet. So on the Excel spreadsheet, you're going to want to put their name, their address, their city, their state, how much they're selling for, their email address, and their telephone number in an Excel spreadsheet. Once you've got a couple of hundred names, then you're going to save it as a CSV file. From the CSV file, you import that into your dialing program. For me, I use Sales Dialers, DIALERS, because Kenneth is going to give me a hard time. Sales Dialers, and then you can start calling. Capiche?
Mhm.
Okay, so because I don't want to get listings from Denver, bye-bye Denver. So what else is kind of cool is now that you have this, you can save this. Where can you save it? You can save it right here so that you'll know that you've contacted this person. So if it shows up again under this heading, you can see you've already saved that person. All right. Any questions?
Nope.
All right. So now what I want to do is I want to do a little role playing, because role playing is a beautiful thing. We're going to get rid of screen share. We're going to go back over here. Okay. So let's talk about role playing now. In a typical day, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't call these for sale by owners too early. There is a realtor with the balloon company in Louisville. He starts calling at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, call.
I told him he's absolutely lost his mind. He doesn't have a whole lot of listing. He's never has, but he starts calling at 7:30. And because he's the expert on everything, he told me I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, one day he's going to get in trouble for calling people before 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And good old balloon company is going to come down on his ass for calling people that early.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I would recommend don't call them before 9 o'clock. Keep it legal. Keep in mind that when you're calling these people, one of the first things they're gonna ask you, are you a buyer? Or they're gonna ask you, do you have a buyer? The best way to handle questions from a for sale by owner is never to answer their question, but to answer it with a question. Okay? So if they say, do you have a buyer? I'm going to say, yes, I'm a buyer because I actually live in a house and I'm a realtor. What they don't understand is that you, as a realtor, we actually live in houses. We don't just, we're not homeless. We don't live in a tent. We actually live in a house. So you got to make sure that you answer that question and keep in mind that you potentially could be a buyer on any listing that's out there. So don't be scared if they say, do you have a buyer? So Tracy, here's my question for you. If you ran across a house that was listed for $200,000 and you found out through word of mouth that they would sell that house for 75 and it's in good condition, but it's worth 200, would you at that point become a buyer?
I'd be a buyer all day long.
Yes, ma'am. So
Twice
would
on
I.
Tuesday.
Sometimes 3 times on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right. So see, that's what the mindset that you got to understand is that if they ask you, are you a buyer? My answer is I'm a buyer and I'm a realtor.
Right.
Depending on what you're asking and what it's worth will be dependent on how serious of a buyer I am.
That's right.
So I need to ask you some questions. And you go straight into questions.
Yeah.
So Daryl?
Yep.
I'm going to pick on you.
Okay.
This will be fun. So Daryl, here's what I want you to do. I want you to be an asshole in the worst possible way that you can imagine.
Go, Daryl, go.
All right. So
Are you in?
I'm in.
You're the seller. You're the for
Okay.
sale by owner. I'm the realtor. So keep in mind that I do have the option to hang up on you at any time because I get to choose who I'm going to work with. All right, so I'm going to do this probably in the order of how I would do it. So you're going to hear a lot of short conversations with me and Daryl because I don't go after the listing on the first time, on the first call. That's just not how I do things. So here we go. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, is this Daryl?
Yeah. Who's calling?
This is Robert Russell. I was calling about a house that you have for sale. Is it still available?
Yeah. Are you a realtor?
I am. How much are you
How'd you
asking?
get my number?
Well, it's not a secret, is it?
It's not a secret, but why are you calling me?
Well, that's what I'm fixing to tell you. I'm calling because I might have a buyer that might want to see it. How much are you asking?
I'm asking $250.
Okay, perfect. And how many bedrooms do you have?
It's 4 bedrooms.
How many bathrooms?
2 baths.
How many square feet?
2,300.
Okay. And last question, how long has it been on the market?
I put it on Craigslist 2 weeks ago.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me get with my buyer, let them know how much you're asking, and I will call you back.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
I wouldn't much.
Oops.
Say that again, we froze.
I wasn't much of a jerk.
You could do better than that, dude.
Yeah, I could.
But you don't want to? You feeling in a good mood today?
I'm feeling in a good mood. Nobody cussed me out today.
Okay, good. All right, I might do it before we're done here. All right, so get ready for the second call.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Daryl, Robert Russell here. Remember me?
Yeah. Why are you calling me again?
Well, I'm fixing to tell you. I'm calling you again because I was going to find out if you have a seller's disclosure you can send to me. I talked to my buyer, told them how much you're asking. They'd like to see a seller's disclosure.
No, I have no idea what the hell that is.
You sold a house before, haven't you?
Yeah, about 20 years ago.
Okay, so you have no idea what a seller's disclosure is.
Nope, have no idea what the hell you're talking about, dude.
Okay, perfect. Then what I need to do is I'm going to send you a seller's disclosure. I need to get your email address. I'll forward it to you. If you'll fill this thing out and reply back to me, then I can forward it to my buyers who are in California.
Okay, I'm not going to sign anything that says I'm going to put my property on the market with you.
I'm not asking you to sell your house with me. I have never seen your house. It could be a dog for all I know.
Okay.
So what's
You
your
can
email
send
address?
it over.
What's your email address?
It's biteme123@gmail.
That's taken.
Okay, so let me make sure I got that right. That's biteme23 at Gmail.
That's right.
Okay, all right. I will email you right away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
Okay.
All right, so now what I've accomplished is I've done two things. Daryl recognizes my voice now, and Daryl also replied to my email, which is going to take me out of spam, and it'll go straight to his inbox because he replied. That's real important. If you're going to put people on an email program, make sure that they reply, or else everything you're going to send to them is wasted. So Daryl replied. He did or did not fill out the seller's disclosure. I'm going to send him a blank one. I mean, ready to go blank one. And then I'm going to get that email. I really don't care about the seller's disclosure. The goal of me sending him the seller's disclosure is not to get a form from him. I really don't care about the form. My goal is to put him on an email campaign, which is going to go out every 4 days. The email campaign, the purpose of that is to get my name in front of him in a very casual way in the background while I'm calling him. Because every 4 days, it's going to talk about selling your house by yourself. It's going to talk about the things to avoid. I'm going to put articles of people that have been robbed in open houses, realtors that have been killed, different things to get his attention. Every Friday, I'm going to send Daryl an email that has a list of the houses that have been sold. Now, because I'm not a big listing king anymore, I do mostly sales training. What I did when I was going after this in a big way, I would take the broker's listings, because it has to be approved. It has to be broker listings of houses that sold in that city. And then I would put houses sold this week. Now, I didn't say houses that I sold. I put houses sold. Got to keep it legal.
Yep.
You don't want them to, you don't want this to bite you in the butt later.
Mm-hmm.
So for Tracy, for me and you, since we're with the same brokerage, we would take the broker's listings of things that sold and send them a list of, don't send too many either. I would say keep it at about 6 of what you're sending. 6 listings that sold.
Okay.
If the days on market were low, I would include that in the email. If you have a house that sold above asking price, make sure that one goes in there. The whole goal is to show the for sale by owners that you're not just somebody who's going to call them and try to get their listing and you don't actually work. They think that what we do is we stick up a sign, we put on a lot box, and we never hear from them again. and we're just sitting there at home praying that it sells. They don't realize all the back end work that we're doing. So the emails that you want to send, you want to make sure that these are emails that's going to grab their attention. These are going to be houses that sold for over list, or houses that sold in less than 30 days, or whatever it is. Because what that does is subliminally makes him think that his idea is not really going that great. But since he's a type A and he's the expert on everything, he thinks that he can do it as good as us. So now we roll into call number 3. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Daryl. I got that seller's disclosure. I sent it off to my buyers. Thank you very much for filling that thing out for me. But
Sure.
I do have a question for you, and I didn't really see that. Do you have a pool?
No.
Perfect. I will get with my buyers and I'll call you back.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Now, Daryl, after we just hung up about the pool, you said, no, there's no pool. What's going on in your mind as a seller?
Wonder why he asked if I had a pool.
So what are you thinking now when I said perfect?
That means the buyer must want a house without a pool.
Good morning.
But
If you would have said yes, guess what my answer would have been? Perfect. If you would have,
okay.
If you say no, my answer is still going to be
Gonna be perfect.
That's right. Perfect. That's exactly what they're looking for. If it's an in-ground pool, perfect. If it's an above ground, if it's a Walmart pool,
Whatever it is perfect.
It's perfect. So now we come to, now remember, I'm calling him now a week later. 1 week. Every call is 1 week later. I don't bug him a lot. It's every week. Tracy, you're fixing to ask me a question.
I sure was. So question 1, when do I ask questions?
Immediately.
Okay. So I'm in a brisk market. Certain parts of my state are in a brisk market. Where I live in particular, which is where I love to list, there is no week number next or week number next. So how do I do this? I mean, you're talking about 3-4 weeks down the line. We've got days, sometimes hours.
Then you're going to speed up your process.
Yeah. So I call them every half hour or every hour of the hour. Do I camp in their front yard? What do I do?
You know, it's funny that you say that because there is a realtor who was in Louisville. Her name was Marlene Greens. You remember her name, Daryl?
Yeah,
Marlene,
sure did.
She had that big old ugly sign with her dog.
Yep.
She would call people daily.
Okay.
She did relentless calling.
Okay.
If your market says that your houses are selling that fast,
Yeah.
you're going to have to speed up the process.
Okay.
For me, I like weekly. Now, I know that I'm going to lose a bunch of listings in the meantime, but I want them to see that I'm persistent, that I am not calling them to list their house.
I mean, truly, my days on market is days.
Then you're going to have to speed up your process.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That was Dallas 2 years ago.
Oh, yes, sir.
God bless it.
Right when I moved, it happened. Okay, so Daryl, we got the phone call about the pool. He's been getting emails from me that doesn't talk about listing his house. It talks about the sales process and selling your house on your own, stuff like that. He's already gotten one email that showed houses that were sold around him. We had a conversation about the pool. It's now time for call number 4. Is that right?
Yep.
Daryl's still a
think
butthead,
so.
by the way. He's still a butthead, but yet he's answering my calls. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Daryl, guess who?
It's my best friend.
That's what I was thinking. Exactly.
I'm wondering what the hell he wants.
Well, Daryl, I wanted to give you an update on those buyers that I was telling you about.
All right.
They decided to go with a different house.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. I believe in being very straightforward, so I'm just going to tell it like it is. So are you okay with that?
Yeah.
They didn't trust you
And why is that?
because number one, you're selling your house for sale by owner. You're not using a realtor. They feel like you're not willing to negotiate, and they feel like you might be hiding something that they're afraid of.
I don't think I need an agent to make someone think I'm honest.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not hiding anything. I
I'm
just
just
don't want to pay a commission.
I understand that. I definitely understand that. If I was selling my house, I wouldn't use a realtor either. I would do it myself. But here's the thing you got to think about. If that's the thought of one buyer, do you think it's possible that any other buyers are thinking the same thing?
Maybe.
Okay. So here's my question. If I were to bring you a buyer, would you pay my commission?
Well, what's your commission?
3% if I represent the buyer.
Not going to charge me anything other than the buyer.
3%. That's it.
Okay, you bring me a buyer at full price, I'll be willing to do it.
Now keep in mind that I represent my buyers. So what you're telling me is that I've got to relay back to them that you'll only pay commissions if I bring a full price offer.
Yep.
Is that what you want me to tell them?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, I will do it. I'll let you know.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
So Daryl, how'd you feel about that conversation? Do you feel like you're progressing in this whole process as a seller?
Well, as a seller, I would be wondering, it would make me think about whether or not I need to put it on the market with an agent.
But you got it on Craigslist.
Yeah, and Craigslist is only getting me calls from agents,
And investors.
not from buyers and investors. So maybe I need to change something.
So how did you feel when I told you that the buyers didn't trust you because they feel like you're not going to negotiate on price and you might be hiding something? You've never heard that before, have you?
No, I've never heard it before.
Have you ever said that to a buyer, to a seller?
I have.
And what was their response?
I'm not hiding anything. I have nothing to hide.
You think you caught them off guard?
Yeah.
But how do you think they felt? Not think. Don't ever use the word think. The think is as bad as using that F-bomb. How do you think
Right.
they felt when you said that to them?
Please drive to highlighted route.
That for some reason they think I'm a liar.
They think you're a liar?
Yeah.
Interesting. I've been doing this for sell by owner class for, well, you know how long I've been doing this.
Oh yeah, a
That's the
while.
first time I've ever heard that. First time. So, but that's possible. It's very possible. If you said it, it's possible because you're the first person who's ever said it.
Okay.
All right. So now, Tracy, how did you feel about that conversation with Daryl when I told him that the buyer didn't want to make an offer because they don't trust him because he might be hiding something and he's not negotiable on the price?
So whose perspective am I?
You tell me.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
look
I
at it
mean,
both ways.
I think that's cutting that conversation to the quick. I like it. It's direct and it's not dancing around the topic with that seller, right?
Now, understanding the personality type of the for sale by owner.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Do you think I'm pissing them off or can they relate?
Yes and yes.
You're pissing them off and you're relating.
You're potentially pissing them off, but they need to hear the truth, and you're not afraid to tell them the truth, right?
Do you think the level of trust increases because I'm very straightforward to them?
Yes, a type A personality, which is that profile, loves hearing it straight from you. Period. Whether it's the bitter truth or fluffy truth, they love hearing the truth, right?
Okay. Kenneth, what are your thoughts about that whole conversation?
I think I would have hung up on you.
Suzanne Drive, then take the first right.
Okay.
And I think the seller is afraid of you. He's leaving his house.
All right, so now we're on call number, what number is this? Anybody?
5.
5.
Number 5. Okay, ring ring.
Hello.
Turn
Daryl,
right on Cheyenne Drive.
Robert Russell
Then
again.
take the second
It's you
turn.
again.
I bet you're excited to hear my voice, aren't you?
Oh, I'm always excited to hear your voice there, buddy.
That's awesome. Hey, I was thinking after we got off the phone last week, you said that you would pay my commission, which is a beautiful thing. But you also said, too, that the reason that you're not using a realtor is because you don't want to pay
Turn
commissions.
left at the traffic light.
Yep. I don't want to pay 6%.
Got it. So here's my question. Which is more important to you? What you walk away with at closing or what you pay in commissions?
I want the highest net possible in my pocket.
I was hoping that you would say that. So let me make sure that you understand my question completely. So I'm going to ask it again. Which is more important? What you walk away with at closing or what you pay in commissions?
What I get in my pocket.
Awesome. So if my commissions were 6%, 10%, or even 20%, what you just told me twice is that what's most important to you is what you walk away with at closing.
Yeah, as long as I get what I want. Yep.
Awesome.
As long as I get what I want.
So if I can show you in print with comps where I can get you what you want to walk away with, will you let me help you sell your house?
I'll definitely give it some thought.
That's all I need. I've got your email address. I'm going to send you some comps. You take a look at it, and then let's get back together later.
All right.
Awesome. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Now, Daryl, how did you feel
Yep.
about that call?
Well, because I thought it was a good call because you asked me what was most important. What I got or commission. Because all I care about is what I get.
That's all a for sale by owner cares about.
Yep. The commission becomes irrelevant if they can get what they want.
Tracy, how'd you feel about that question?
It's beautiful.
That is probably the most powerful question that you will ever ask a for sale by owner.
Right. That's
Yep.
beautiful.
Because if you can get them to understand, and that's why I repeat that question, which is more important, what you walk away with at closing or what you pay in commissions?
Mhm.
If they fully understand that question, that's why I threw 20% at it.
Yeah. I like the way you did it. Asked it a couple different ways.
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to send him a short version of a CMA. Now, if I can't come up with numbers that can show him where I can make him what he wants, then I'm simply going to have to walk away at this point. But if I can, then I'm going to send him the CMA. All right.
Yep.
Kenneth, any questions?
No, but I've heard those questions a long time ago, and they are very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we move on to call number
6.
6.
6.
This is 6 weeks.
Or
That
6
means-
hours in my
Or
market.
6 hours in your market. Yeah.
Or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
In your case.
That was Dallas 4 years ago. 6
Right.
minutes.
Yeah.
God, those were the days, man. I remember
Oh.
that.
Oh, I remember well.
You put up a sign, and as you're driving out of the neighborhood, you've got a full price offer that's coming in.
Yep.
As you're driving
Or
away.
above. Or
Right.
above.
Okay, so now we're at call whatever we are at, 6, I think.
6.
Okay, so ring ring.
Hello.
Hey, Daryl.
It's my best friend realtor calling again.
Yes, it is. Hey, I sent you that email with those comps. Did you look at them?
I did.
How'd you feel about that?
Well, if I understand the numbers, it looks like you can get me what I want.
Exactly. Plus some. Plus some.
Yeah, I like the plus up.
So, are you ready to get this thing going?
How long of a contract is it?
Usually my listings are 4 to 6 months, depending on how much marketing we got to do.
All right. How quick do you think you can get it sold?
Well, here's the problem. This morning, as I was getting up, my crystal ball broke.
How quick are houses moving in the market then?
Keep in mind that my goal is to sell it as fast as I can, getting you what you want, because the longer the house is on the market, the more money I got to spend out of my pocket before it even sells on advertising. So
Okay.
I'm going to get this thing going as quick as possible. Now, you understand that I'm not one to give up, because we've talked now for 6 or 7
weeks.
times.
Yeah.
I don't give up very easily.
You're
I'm very
pretty
hard.
persistent.
I am very hard. Now, if you think I'm persistent with you, you should see how I am with other realtors that are bringing me offers. So here's what I need to do. I'm going to email you the paperwork. We're going to do it through DocuSign. All you got to do is click, move on to the next deal, click, and as soon as you hit submit, all the paperwork is coming back to me.
Okay. I like easy.
It's very easy. Once you get that stuff signed, all the paperwork is going to be a listing agreement. I've already got your seller's disclosure. We're good on that. And then it's going to be what's called information about brokerage services. It talks about my relationship with you as the seller, which means that I will then legally represent you and not the buyer. But here comes the big but. If I bring the buyer myself and I still represent you, I'm then called an intermediary, which means that I don't represent either one of y'all. I can't give either one of y'all advice. Are you okay with that?
As long as I get what I want.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to email this to you today. Again, just click on just hit submit when you're done, and all the paperwork will come back to me.
Okay.
All right, talk to you later.
All right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
That is my entire listing process.
3/4 of a mile. Turn left on
I'm not going to go to his house. I'm not going to go take pictures. I'm not going to measure the rooms. I'm going to get him to do all the legwork for me. Because I live in Florida.
Yep.
Daryl's in Texas.
Yep.
I'm not driving 14 hours to go list a house in Texas. Not going to happen. So here's what I'm going to do. Tracy is a realtor in Texas. And I'm going to call Tracy and say, Tracy, I've got a great deal for you. Because we're with the same brokerage, I'm going to give you some free buyers. Are you in for buyers?
I'm in.
Okay, here's what you got to do. I've got a listing that I just got in Allen, Texas. The seller lives in Allen. You know where Allen is, right?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your for sale signs and you're going to put it in the yard of this listing. You're going to take a lockbox and you're going to put it on the door. You're going to put it in your MLS and advertise it as if it's your listing, because I'm going to put you down as the co-listing agent. You're going to get 0 commission on the listing side, but you're going to get all the buyers and all the commission on any buyers that come through this listing. You don't pay me any referral fee at all. Are you in? Are you in for that?
Yep, I'm in.
Okay, now, if the seller's pictures suck, are you okay with taking pictures?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to call Daryl. It's time for Daryl call again. Yo, Daryl.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, I've already got the listing stuff done. There's a girl on my team. Her name is Tracy. She's going to come out and put a sign. The sign is going to have her information on that sign. So any calls that come through are going to come to Tracy. She will weed out all the calls. She'll work with buyers. And then any offers that come through, me and you will work the deal together because I'm your listing agent. But hopefully Tracy will have buyers that are coming through because she's going to catch them, and she's a part of my team. This is a team effort. So you're getting 2 people for the price of 1. You okay with that?
Okay, well, that sounds good.
Do you have any questions for me? Daryl?
No? Who's going to show my house? How's that going to work?
It's either going to be other realtors that are going to bring buyers, or it's going to be Tracy. It won't be
And
me.
how are they going to get in? How are they going to get in?
Oh, that's another thing. Good point. Tracy's going to need to get a key for the lockbox. I'm going to give her your number. Can you coordinate with her to get the key, or maybe leave it under the doormat so she can put it in the lockbox?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I'll get Tracy to call you.
Okay.
You'll like her. She's Italian. Italians are always.
Okay.
All right, Daryl. Take care. If you got any questions, let me know.
I will, Robert.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Now, did y'all understand the process that I did with the other realtor involved?
Yeah.
Now, here's what's crazy. Most people, and I'm going to say 99% of the realtors out there, I mean, this is a very large number. From the last statistics I saw, there's over 3 million realtors out there just in the United States. 99% of realtors are not getting another realtor involved in listing agreement. What they're doing is they're saying, well, I work in Allen, Texas, and I'm going to farm these neighborhoods, and that's all I'm selling at. Your license says that you can sell in the entire state.
Yep.
Why not take advantage and call everybody in the entire friggin' state? Now, what if, say, for example, I list a house in San Antonio, but I have access to Dallas MLS. I don't have access to San Antonio listing, but I get a listing in San Antonio. I'm going to put it in the Dallas MLS, and I'm going to get Tracy, who's licensed in San Antonio, to put it in the San Antonio MLS because she's the co-listing agent. We're going to work out an agreement between us, and where I'm going to put her down on the listing agreement. Do you think seller is going to care how many MLSs it goes in? He doesn't care.
They don't know the difference.
They don't. So the more advertising you can do, it benefits everybody. It benefits the seller because it's advertised now in 2 MLSs. It benefits me because now I've got Tracy working with me too. She's going to try to sell it too, and she's going to work all the buyers. It's going to be beneficial for Tracy because for appearances, she's got a new listing.
Right.
Yep.
And she pays me 0 in referrals on any buyers that come through. It's a win-win for all of us. But when was the last time any of you have done this scenario?
Never.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Why not? Because you're
I didn't meet you yet.
Say that again?
I didn't meet you yet.
Good answer.
Now I know.
But see, here's the thing. I remember when I first started real estate, one of the classes that I loved was contracts. I mean, that contracts class was the bomb. I love contracts. So I know the Texas contract back and forth. I could argue with an attorney. I know it that well. So I sent out this mass email to all the realtors in the Dallas area, and I said, I've got some open houses. I need realtors that would be willing to do an open house on my listing. I got a call from the board, the Louisville board, and they said, Robert, we had a complaint about you. I said, what did I do wrong? They said, you're sending out emails to realtors that are outside of your brokerage asking them to do open houses. I said, well, why can't I do that? They said, you can't do that. I said, do you have a copy of the listing agreement? She said, yes. I said, great, get it. So I heard her put down the phone. I heard some paper rattling. I said, read the paragraph where it talks about cooperation with other brokers. And tell me what that means to you. And she read it out loud. And I said, am I cooperating with other brokers? She said, yes. Have I done anything ethically wrong with this paragraph in the listing agreement? She said, no. I said, awesome. Then we are done with this conversation. And I hung up on her. Take advantage of that contract. Read your contracts and know exactly what it says you can do and what you can't do. Because there's some very smart attorneys that wrote these contracts and they know what the hell they're doing. Okay, so next week, here's what I want y'all to do. Now that everybody knows how to pull leads, Tracy, you know how to do it. Yep. Kenneth, you know how to do it. Daryl, you know how to do it.
Yep.
And for anybody else that is watching this video and you couldn't come live, your homework is to report to me how many leads you were able to pull through just Craigslist in 1 week. So count them up. Tell me how many leads you got in 1 week. And then report back on the last session.
Okay.
Next week, let me tell you what we're going to talk about. And Daryl, we talked about this on the mastermind. Tracy, you heard this too. We're going to talk about how to use for sale by owners and list properties in different states and countries.
Yep.
How to use the for sale by owner process. Kenneth, any questions for me?
No, thank you.
You betcha. All right, I will work on the video. I'll send it out again for y'all today, and for anybody else that missed it for today. And if you have any questions, call me. Has everybody got my number? Tracy, got my number?
What's your number?
972 679 9029.
Okay. You were going to tell us how to get phone numbers from people.
Phone numbers.
Yeah.
Through Craigslist?
Well, just any lead. You were going to tell us how to hunt down phone numbers.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
We do.
That was from, I think that's from the
That's from our mastermind.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
well, then that's in the mastermind class. You got to wait for that.
Oh,
No, you said you were going to do it right here.
Oh, my God, we're out of time.
Oh. Oh, can we do?
Damn realtor.
Yeah. I'm hanging. Can we do it really soon? Because I need to know how to hunt down phone numbers and do all that.
Yes, I've got to remember where I was talking about because I'm totally.
Well, we just reminded you, mastermind.
Totally
mastermind.
I got to go back and watch that video now. Well, I didn't
Brain
record
fart.
it. I didn't record it. Oh my God.
Oh,
Damn
hell.
realtor.
He's like a middle-aged woman. Ask me how I know this.
Oh, you know what? I gave you a hard time. I knew there was going to be payback for me.
Came back and bit you in the ass.
Damn it. All right. I'll think about this and I'll let you know.
Yeah. So I've got numbers and no names, or names and no numbers.
So now Tracy gets to roast you.
Yeah. It's my turn.
Oh my God.
I'll help her out.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
We'll gang up on you.
Yeah.
Daryl, don't wreck. All right. We'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.